Hey guys, we are back with one of the top builders here in Dallas-Fort Worth. We are here in Pecan Square down in Northlake.
Yeah, so we're with another builder that we love a lot. Great builder. This is going to be David Weekley. We're going to be checking out two different homes today. We're actually in front of the 60-foot lot right now. Got some great features in this one. Can't wait to check out. It's got a 4-car tandem garage, which we talked about. We have not ever actually seen in person. And based on the photos, it looks like it has some amazing finishes, high end, but at a great price, low 600s, which is incredible. And then we're also going to be checking out the 50-foot lots, which are going to be very similar, great finishes, and at the mid to upper 5. So really cool to see some really affordable options here. So really excited for you guys to check this out with us. Let's go take a look.
So let's go take a look. So we come on in here. It's going to be the Raddington model that we're checking out. It's going to be a 2,300 square feet, 4-bed, 3-bath. And if Sophia wants to do a little 180, we find ourselves with the first of the 2 guest bedrooms, both of which pretty moderately sized, kind of what you would expect for any sort of 3rd and 4th bedroom. They both come with the shared bathroom. It's a full bath. Yeah, nice finish outs, big windows, plenty of natural light coming in. And then we follow this through here. They have a 3-car garage, actually with a tandem, which is kind of rare for these floor plans. And we have a little mudroom and a really nicely sized utility room, which I like. I like that they've got the space for the larger units if you want them, and then the extra space for, you know, any folding laundry, holding any little bits like that. And actually what you see behind me over here, they've got this sort of board on board style that you will see kind of runs quite casually throughout the house. They've got it kind of here and there. It's not too much, but it's just a really nice kind of extra touch to make it feel a lot more homey. Again, you'll kind of see it on this wall over here, in this little kind of office space that you could use this as an office or even like an extra sort of dining area.
So as we come over here from the office dining room flex space up here, like David was just talking about, we actually going to have another bedroom that's going to be off on its own with a ensuite bathroom, good size. And I like that it actually has a private bathroom, so it's be kind of like your mother-in-law suite with the 2 up front that David had showed earlier. And as we come out here, we're going to go into the kitchen, which is going to be, you know, one of the things that really kind of caught me with this floor. But being a single story, I love the high ceilings. And it's something you just don't really get a ton. So having this come in as you open into the kitchen and it opens into the family room, it really just is a just large space here for entertaining, for just all kinds of, you know, family. And it's very easy with where their kitchen's located. You have a big island here overlooking your kitchen. And, you know, I don't know, David, we talked about as we were walking through earlier, I really love some of these accents that you have throughout the home. Like we were starting the wood paneling on just kind of the occasional wall gives a really nice, you know, quality touch finish that you just don't get a whole lot in a lot of this price point.
Yeah, it's different and it's not too much. It's just a little touch that's kind of makes it look not just like any old track home. It's nice to look at. It's a good style, and it's just, you know, as you say, kind of just keeps the home kind of
just
glowing.
Enough. Yeah. But I mean, like you can see here, there's a large kitchen, stainless steel appliances, gas cooktop, which I love. This is a, you know, 5 burner here. We're gonna have the pantry, good size, nothing crazy, you know, nothing massive, but a decent walk-in. You know, one of the things I like with both Highland, Perry, David Weekley, a lot of these, you just have a little higher, like nicer end finishes on these where you're not getting the, you know, the press board, the product there that your cabinets are going to hold up for a little bit longer. They're not going to get as banged up or as beat up as you're going to see at some of the more entry level. But again, you're still getting it at a price, you know, this one, like we talked about earlier, 2,300 square feet for, you know, mid to upper 5s with finish outs. So, I mean,
Pretty great price.
It's a pretty great price, yeah.
Follow me to the master bedroom. Good sized room, plenty of natural light coming in with these larger windows, plenty of space for a huge bed, you know, extra side cabinets, and you kind of follow us into the master bathroom, which is a very nice sized room. Plenty of room, as Nash likes to say, for activities, a huge kind of car wash shower.
Only downside on this one, there's no bathtub, which, you know, again, I see that a lot. That's kind of one of those transitioning where you're seeing a lot more of builders kind of picking one or the other, but it is always nice whenever you see one that has both. But yeah, this one without the mat or without the tub, and I assume that may be an option on this, we'd have to double check, but a huge walk-in shower, which I do like a lot.
I think the modern generation of people are kind of veering away from tubs a little bit. I think the showers, big showers are the way to go. Especially accessibility as well for kind of the older,
for sure,
person as well.
Yeah, because I mean, here you have the step down here, but then, you know, all the way walk in. I would have loved to have done a rain shower head over the top, would have been a really cool option, especially with how big that shower is. But then I like I don't know how I feel about it, but I kind of like it. The open access to the closet. No door to the closet. Good size closet here. Plenty of room. I like the shelving here. This is kind of cool. Having the shelving for shoes, for, whatever, I guess your towels or whatever else you would want to do here. But in split vanities, his and hers, with some decent space here. But yeah, I like the funky tile. This has been one that I've seen in the last probably 4 to 5 years of seeing tile like this, that just a little eccentric, I guess would probably be the right word for it.
It's different, it's
But I like it. It adds a different touch than just having your standard, 6x6 white tile that gets kind of boring. So I kind of like it. But yeah, good sized bathroom. Like the finishes. Nothing crazy, nothing fancy. But again, in the mid fives, I think it looks nice. It looks really nice. All right, so let's go outside. David is actually already camped out outside on one of the chairs out here. So I like this outdoor area. Not quite as large of a covered space, but you got a little bit of a patio here. Good size. And this is a 50-foot lot, so you have to kind of imagine here, because it doesn't look like they've actually put the fence up between their two models of the 50 and 60-foot lots, but decent sized yard. This one, of course, is going to be it's going to seem a little smaller as far as your yard goes, just because the depth of the lot with a single story, it's going to be a larger footprint on the lot itself. So you're not going to have quite as much distance between your back fence.
Yeah, it's not as deep. I mean, they also do have the mulch here as well, which makes the grass seem a little narrower. But I mean, again, good sized yard going across that way, wraps all the way around going that way as well. So if you've got couple animals, plenty of room to run around.
Absolutely.
I just got spooked by a little rabbit that just ran past me, so nature's happy out here. Plenty of space. You got a little fire pit here. I'd be happy with it.
Yeah, like I said, I like the floor plan. I think it was a good use of space. So on this one, David, what did you think of this particular floor plan?
It was laid out well. You had, the guest bedrooms at the front, extra bedroom to the side, master bedroom is plenty big, nice sized bathroom. I love a one-story. I live in a one-story. This is my ideal kind of home.
Yeah.
It was nice that they had the extra garage space, the tandem space. Finish outs are nice. I mean, again, as we've mentioned in previous videos for the sort of Northlake discount, I mean, a home in the mid fives in today's market is a really nice price point for anyone that's looking to have a slightly bigger than average home.
Yeah.
Not quite entry level, but 4-bedroom, 2,300 square feet is kind of that next step up for anyone who wants to move out of their first home.
Yeah, for sure.
I would see myself living here for sure if this was kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah. No, and that's I'm excited because when I talked to the builder up. So this one has, like we talked about, the 3-car tandem, which is pretty uncommon for your 40, 50, 50-foot lots. But then what I thought was really cool is they actually have, and that's going to be where we're going to go next, is going to be the 60-foot lot, which actually has a 4-car garage, which I don't know how many times I have ever seen.
I've never seen a 4-car tandem, so that will be interesting.
I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that one. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be over here for the next one, but we'll check that one out and see you guys over there.
So we are here now at the 60-foot lots. This is going to be the Caroline model. These are starting in the low to mid 600s. They're going to be around 3,000 square feet with 4 bedrooms. Let's go.
All right, so like David was actually just saying outside, so this is going to be the Caroline floor plan. So we're starting out here right obviously at the entryway. We're going to check out these 2 little guest bedrooms up front. So you have 2. You have one up front, one off to the side. One of the really cool features that I saw here, and me and David were laughing about this. So they have a very, typical Jack and Jill bathroom here, which is going to be obviously connecting the 2 guest bedrooms. So you have split sinks, so each person can have their own sink, which is always nice, so kids aren't fighting. But I was like, where's the shower? Where's the bathroom? A little pocket door in there. Give you kind of use the space a little more effectively. So you go from that second bedroom. Here's going to be the one that's up front in the home. Now, so obviously these 2 share a bathroom between the 2 of them. But then as you come back out into the entryway, you're going to see a secondary.
Yes, so the 3rd bedroom is going to be over here. Again, solid size room. I think David Weekley really just staged these homes really well. I mean, you get a really good feel of how a bedroom can actually look as opposed to just kind of a bland, boring room. They've got the nice panel on the side there. And then the bathroom, again, good size, big shower for what is, the extra bedroom for a home. But we come through here again, you've got what's going to be, you can use, I guess, as an office flex space.
This is one we've kind of talked about and we've seen here recently. You know, formal living areas are gone the way of the dinosaur. Those are gone. Now, I kind of see more and more as you move forward, formal dining rooms really aren't as much of a thing anymore. And that's kind of where you're seeing this. And actually on the 50-foot floor plan, we saw that as well, where they had the formal dining room kind of as a flex space where it'd be used as an office. So we said, probably put some doors up here or something.
Yeah, some nice glass doors will look well.
Yeah, and just to close it off, so that way if you're on the phone or whatever doing your Zoom meetings, you have some privacy here. Because you're going to see once we get to the kitchen, they have the breakfast nook there with a big table. I mean, that kind of replaces the formal dining because people don't really use formal dinings anymore. But I would say probably the feature in this house that is the most unique is going to be right through here. So, David, you want to take over there?
So, utility room, mud room, they've kind of combined the two. Not only have we got a large mud area here, but the utility room is just massive. My favorite word to use, massive. It is, there's so much storage space. You can have as large a, washer dryer as you want.
Well, and I love, because we were talking about this, and I was like, what I love about this especially is with the utility room being utility and mudroom combination, this is kind of like a room that typically gets cluttered in most people's home.
Yeah.
So I love that you can close this door here and all of your stuff, just as you get in, the kids come in, you're coming in from school or whatever, you can just throw your stuff down, put it here, get it stored. I mean, you have a huge
closet there.
coat closet as you come in. Then you have your cleaning supply closet there.
Things like that. So yeah, there's closets for everything. There's enough cupboard space for all of the bits and bobs that you can go with, doing your laundry and everything else. And still lots of space to kind of maneuver around. I mean, you get your folding table over here as well. It's just, it's overly sized and I love it. I love it.
And I love that you also can go to, so if you go to David over here, you can see that it goes through into the master closet, which obviously we'll go to here in a second. But the feature that I really wanted to show everybody was going to be this one, because like I said, one I have not actually seen before. So 3-car tandem garage is something that's been more and more popular with a lot of builders, just because with the smaller lots, it's hard to put a 3-wide garage. So a lot of times you see them do a 3 tandem. This is a 4 tandem. So this is 1 car, 2 car, 3, 4. And like David was saying when we came out here and we're looking at it, like you said, what, a gym?
You could literally play pickleball on this. I mean, we joke about playing pickleball in large bathrooms, but this literally is big enough to put a full-size pickleball court in. And
I mean, you said you could set up all your weights, gyms, storage. There's all kinds of just the flexibility you have with this large of a garage gives you a lot of options on what you want to do here, because you could use this bay here, park 3 cars and still have storage. I mean, so it's a really cool feature. So, but now we will come back in. So this would be like if you were coming in from work, park your car, come into the utility room, mud room, which is great. So coming back out into the main hallway here, this is where you're gonna be walking into your, kind of breakfast nook. I love the cabinets over here. This is really cool that they had your setup here for, kind of makes this almost a formal dining room, because you have, your storage for probably nicer plates and serving stuff. But then obviously right next to your kitchen with just a huge island that is enough room for bar stools all along the front over here, because realistically, I think most people now eat in the living room or at the island, and that's what this provides. Plenty of space. You can see AJ have it staged that way. Large drop-in sink here, stainless steel. I like that. Rounded corners, which again, that's one nice feature people don't really think about. But if you have sharp corners in your sink, it can be kind of a pain to clean. I like the brass. They did a lot of navy and brass. You're gonna see color palettes here. But they did the two-tone, which I think is kind of cool as well. They did like your gray cabinets here with your navy lowers and uppers on this side. Gas cooktop, I loved it. I loved that all these had just really nice gas cooktops.
They've got the pot filler as well, which is a nice little touch on the wall.
I love these. So if you don't have to carry your pan or your bowl for water if you're boiling pasta. So one of the things you may have noticed, there's no pantry or like no door for the pantry. They actually have an open pantry here, which I thought was tons of storage. You look at this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 uppers here. And then I love the open shelving here, but it's also still tucked away. So yes, it can look really nice, but also it's still tucked out of sight. So you're not having to make sure that it's super organized, just you aren't gonna be seeing it too much. But then, and as you can see here, from the kitchen, very open to the living room.
Yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with what you could do with the living room just because of how open the space actually is. I love the just large open sorts of deck windows that you can pull out. I think these pull out all the way across, right?
Yeah, these will collapse all the way down to one. So these would collapse all the way down
So you
to
can
one.
kind of open that up, for the outside area for those month or two that it's actually bearable to leave the windows open. And they kind of got the faux beams coming across here, which has definitely become more of a style for newer homes recently. But they also have this kind of cool media room down here. Now, I would close it off. I don't know why they've left it open, just with the two living areas being very close together.
I think it's just a flow thing.
Yeah.
It seems more open this way, but
it's an extra space for people if, you've got one part of the family wants to watch a movie and maybe someone else wants to play some video games or just someone else doesn't like what you're watching. This is just another nice, comfortable space for you to just kind of be away from the rest of the family. So
I could watch something else and I'll have to watch Love is Blind, which would be lovely.
Why would you not want to watch Love is Blind? Check out the Dallas season.
And I liked this area right here. If you can see, so they have a little wine, beer fridge, cooler, drink fridge here right off of this secondary media room. So you have kind of your storage, and I like that again, it's kind of tucked away from everything, so it's kind of out of sight, so you're not having to worry about people seeing it. So you walk from there right into the master bedroom, which is a good-sized master bedroom. I like the little landing area here. Again, what I've really liked with David Weekley is they've done a really good job of doing some of these accents. So here you kind of see this, the wood paneling here, just kind of giving that nicer touch and finish to the home that kind of gives it that quality where I can say pretty confidently there's been very few times, especially here recently in the last 4 years, that I can walk into new construction and go, I'm not choking at the price. I mean, this is, like I said, this is low 600s for 3,000 square feet. All three of us, when we walked in here, we were like, I want this house. And I would absolutely pay $600,000 for this house. It's not one that I'm balking at the price going, well, it is what it is. Like, that's the market. This actually feels like you're getting a lot of home and a lot of nice features for the money. And yeah, I love they did the tile, and they actually ran the tile all the way through into the closet, which I thought was kind of cool. Split vanity there. I love the car wash showers that we have here. I'm not sure what you do with the extra 8 feet there since you're going to be standing right here, but and we talked about earlier, this is one of the larger closets I've seen sub 1 million price point. So even, like I said, enough room that you could put your little, bench here of getting stuff ready, but all kinds of, you have multiple upper lowers. You could even do a rack there if you wanted extra storage. But one of the things that you'll see that I really like, and we've called this out in some of the other videos that we've done, I love whenever builders are doing this now because it's one of those, it's blown my mind that I haven't seen this earlier, and that's having the laundry room attached to your master closet. Because for the most part, most of your clothes are gonna be in your closet. So I love the fact that you can come in here, grab your dirty clothes from the closet, put them in the wash them, and then immediately go right back in to the master closet. It's like, oh great, I don't have to worry about hauling the clothes back all the way out into, wherever else you are in the house. All right, well, let's go take a look outside. Go look at the back porch, because I think this yard is a really nice yard. So.
Yeah, especially with the larger lot size. Let's go see what they've got going on outside. So to finish up outside, we are here in the yard. Again, pretty solid sized yards for what's been going on. Obviously, with the single stories, you are going to be taking up more space with the home rather than, with like a 2-story, you'll get a bit more, you have a larger yard. All things considered, it's still a good stretch of yard. I mean, you have some dogs, they can still run around all the way along here.
Yeah.
But as expected, with a home that's 3,000 square feet with a 4-car garage,
gonna be a little bit larger
footprint
on the lot.
You're not gonna be at a huge yard, but this is plenty of space. You've still got the covered patio. As I said, with that being able to open all the way up, you can have some really nice kind of spring part. I mean, right now would be the perfect time of year to be having this open and just kind of having people hanging out and chilling. Granted, once it hits May, 2 months from now, when it's never going to be open for another 6 months. But yes, right now is the perfect time to be doing that, and it's enough for an entertainment space to really enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I might even throw some sunscreen shades down here, the drop down, just to kind of close that off. So if you want to leave that open, you don't have to worry about bugs and stuff coming in. All in all, what's your kind of takeaways from the 50 and the 60-foot lots with David Weekley?
60 foot, I would live here in a heartbeat. Yeah, I think as Nash said, we kind of all made a point about that. If this home was in Flower Mound, I think it goes for well over $1 million.
Oh yeah.
The fact that it's in the 600s is incredible. I actually, midway through this video, texted my group chat and told them about this house, because if you are looking for somewhere to go and you're okay with kind of being a little bit further out here in Northlake, this is a steal.
Yeah,
what's been going on.
It really is. So if you guys are interested in getting more information about this particular home, or even the 50-foot lot, or just curious about other homes in the area, be sure to give us a call below. But we will see you guys in the next one.
See ya.